How important is it to floss? Because I don't necessarily do it all the time.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to Tea Time with Ashley I. Today I'm here with Cupcake. His name is also Chris, which a lot of Bachelor Nation's probably forgotten, to be honest.
Yeah, anytime I'm called out, it's always Cupcake, Cupcake.
Do people still recognize you?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like been 2 years. I have no idea how they remember me, but they do.
That's awesome. How often does that happen?
When I was in Nashville, like if I go out, it usually happens 3 or 4 times a night.
No
Yeah.
way! That's crazy!
But Nashville's crazy because it's the #1 Bachelorette party capital of the world.
Oh, the Bachelorette. Yeah, it
So,
also
like,
happens to be the Bachelor family hub.
And it is the Bachelor family hub. So they go there getting ready to have a wedding and they all watch the show and they're all looking out for, you know, whatever Bachelor people are there.
Because they're gonna probably run into one of us if you're in Nashville.
They guarantee.
Who lives in Nashville?
Yeah. Let's see. Wells, Carly and Evan, Shawn and Kaitlyn. Luke.
Sometimes Luke.
Yeah, sometimes Luke. When he's not in
James
Texas.
Taylor?
James Taylor just moved there.
Okay.
Brady Toops.
Oh, Brady. Okay.
He took Brit.
Yeah, Brit's
Yeah.
engaged. That
And now
came out
Brit's
this
engaged,
week.
yeah.
Pretty crazy, but I knew that was
Crazy.
gonna happen. If you follow her on Instagram, you're like, okay, where's the engagement
We
pictures?
get it.
Yeah, I know, we get it. She's so pretty. You don't mind being called Cupcake by fans?
I never had a nickname in my life, and then all of a sudden it was like, now I have this nickname, Cupcake. It's fine.
Where did you get the Cupcake
I take it as
from?
a compliment because people, you know, still remember it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so the Cupcake idea, it was one of those like, okay, I want to make a big entrance because I
Okay.
want to make sure that I'm recognized by the girls. I want to make sure that I make an impression. And so we started playing around with like dental puns. So it was like, okay, do you like sweets? Like, yeah, I actually do like sweets, but I'm a dentist, so that's actually bad. So how can we make this like work? So I came up with this cheesy line to say in front of the girls, and we're literally Googling.
What girls?
We had 2 Bachelorettes.
Oh,
we had
okay,
Brit
okay.
and Kaitlyn.
Yes, yes.
So we had Brit and Kaitlyn on my season, so I wanted to make sure I made an impression on both of them.
Okay.
We found this cupcake car that was handmade by a husband and wife in Venice. No joke.
This all happened within like 3 days of planning?
Like one day. Yeah. And so I actually went and met the people who made it and like
What?
checked it
You
out.
went to Venice that
Yeah,
week?
and did a couple test runs, make sure I had the handle on it.
That's hysterical.
It was crazy, like it was a death trap because my head went through this like metal opening.
Yeah.
So it was only on 3 wheels, and if it tilted over, like I would definitely be decapitated. So we had to like practice, and there was like, yeah.
What?
But it worked out perfectly.
Was it automatic, or did you have like your feet like a Flintstone?
It wasn't Flintstone
Okay.
stuff. People ask me about that. No, it was. It had a little motor on it, but it was like zzz, like.
It was like one of those little
like,
scooters.
Yeah, it was a little scooter, and it had a a horn in.
How
inside of it,
confident did
too.
you feel rolling up in that?
Obviously, like I was a stud. Like, see me rolling, you know.
That is awesome. So cupcakes never had like a special meaning to you. You just said like some sort of funny sweet.
Exactly. No.
Okay.
I mean, I like cupcakes. I actually always prefer them over regular cake, so maybe it was meant to be.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I've gotten a lot of cupcakes in public. People will bring them to me.
Back in the Bachelor house, did you judge guys' teeth? Did you judge their toothpaste, their toothbrushes? You're like, hey guys, and you're like handing out toothbrushes.
Yeah, I
Did
was.
you?
Yeah, well, I made sure everybody had, you know, the best breath. So I went around. I was like, you need to floss. You need to brush. Like,
Did
guys,
you
come
really?
on. And Ben, he came up to me one day. He's like, dude, I think I cracked a tooth. So I was like checking it out for him and stuff. I was like, oh man, I don't know. That doesn't look good, but I think you're gonna make it. So,
Really?
yeah.
Did he really crack a tooth?
He did. I actually asked him a few months ago how he's doing. He said it hasn't bothered him since.
Oh, so he never
It's
got
probably
it
just the
fixed.
stress. He was grinding his teeth or something.
You know how many Bachelor guys have veneers in this Bachelor family?
I haven't inspected, so I don't want to out anybody.
Do you see them like on TV? You're like, oh, those are veneers.
Sometimes you can tell.
Yeah.
And that's usually not good.
No, okay. Why haven't you done Paradise over the past couple of years?
So Paradise always looked really fun to me, and I always said that I would do it if it wasn't on TV. But just the idea of being in that environment, having it filmed and broadcast was always like,
But why is
made
that
me a
any
little
different
nervous.
than the Bachelorette?
There's just, I would have my shirt off the whole time.
Yeah, but you look great without your shirt on.
I mean,
You look better than half the guys
here's the
without
thing.
your shirt on.
Here's the thing. As a dentist, I just don't want somebody looking at me like this guy's a creep.
Okay.
So it was always like a fine line that I knew I'd have to walk.
Okay.
You know, because like I'm gonna be sticking my hands in their mouth soon.
Yeah.
So if they feel any creep vibe, like that's not gonna work.
Let's talk about how you were dumped and you were crying on a cliff. It wasn't a 2-on-1, was it?
No, it was
just a 1-on-1. And she left you, she left in the helicopter, and then you were stranded there on that cliff, right? Just as I was stranded in the Badlands when Chris left in the helicopter. How did you get home? Do you get this question all the time?
I mean, I was stranded out there for a good couple of hours after she left.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we had to like do all the finishing interviews and stuff, and it was a long time. It was freezing cold by the end, and that added to the tears, I'm not gonna lie. I hate being cold.
Yeah.
And so I was out there for an hour and a half. It was freezing. I hadn't eaten in 15 hours. I hadn't slept.
Why hadn't you eaten in 15 hours?
You don't eat on the dates. I ate early in the morning, and then I drove way the heck out to somewhere, and then it was like the whole date, and it wasn't until 9 p.m. that I got back.
Super fed, guys, so don't believe what Chris is saying here.
Yeah, but that day, I mean, it was a little different.
I'm sure there were granola bars and chips and like a whole bunch of snacks
Well,
around you.
I wasn't really thinking about that when I was stranded.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, I'm out there with Kaitlyn, and she had kind of given me like a wink that like I would be on a hometown date.
What?
The night before, or the week before.
No, she hadn't.
But then that morning, Chris Harrison announced that the format has changed. There's only gonna be 2.
Oh yeah, but you didn't even make it
dates.
to the top 4.
Well, I know something had changed, right? So, but that's why I was surprised. It's because I was like, I thought, okay, this is going somewhere. So that added to it too.
Oh yeah, that shock would have really gotten me.
And I was the only guy that hadn't cried up to that point, so everything was bottled up.
Yeah.
Like a few nights before, I saw.
You were the only guy who hadn't cried.
Well, maybe not Zorn. I don't think Ben Z had cried because he hasn't cried.
Nick probably didn't cry at that point either.
I had seen some tears from Nick.
Really?
Yeah.
He's such a crier.
Definitely Perfect Ben had cried.
Yeah.
Shawn cried multiple times.
Yeah.
JJ cried multiple times.
What about Jared?
I think I saw some tears from him too.
That's so funny. I love guys crying. Is that weird?
It wasn't like as dramatic as mine, but no, I think it's fine.
I think it's cute. I think it shows like a beautiful inside.
Well, then I must be the prettiest guy you've ever seen.
You're up there. Did you vote for Brit or Kaitlyn?
I voted for Kaitlyn.
Okay.
And it was a toss-up for me because I thought they were both beautiful, but I needed to meet them. So once I talked to both of them, I was like, I don't know, I feel like Kaitlyn and I have like a little chemistry there.
Okay.
And that's when I made the decision.
Do you think that Kaitlyn really won the vote?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I think so too.
Yeah, I do. I think it was pretty close because a lot of guys were swooned by Brit. Obviously, she's beautiful and stuff. But just from talking to the guys in the house, I think she really won.
Talk about your friendship with Shawn and Kaitlyn, because you're pretty tight with them, right?
Yeah, Shawn called me the day he got back from filming, and he told me everything about it. And he lived in Nashville, so he and I would hang out, and like that whole summer we hung out. And finally, when everything was out in the open, then Kaitlyn, finally moved in, and we just became friends. It was like we never had that experience together where we quote-unquote dated.
Right.
So yeah, we're really close.
Yeah, people think that your friendship with Kaitlyn is like a little weird, or at least they did initially.
Yeah, I can understand that totally. But once you get over it and like put everything in context, I always thought that they were perfect together, so I just moved on, and it was like, yeah, they're still cool people.
They were destined to be together.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us here today, Chris. We wish you were going to be on Paradise. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll find a girl here.
Click left to watch Ashley I and Jasmine tell us what they didn't show on her season of The Bachelor. Or click right to watch Ashley I and Sarah V, who spills who the best kisser in Bachelor Nation is.